One of the things I keep getting asked here, because I preach no contact so strongly, is why did you even contact them? And what I've learned is there are times that you have to break no contact, where you have to deal with them and you have to make contact, that contact can't be avoided. And this is one of those situations where in the back of my mind, I knew something like this was going to happen, but I didn't think about the reality of what I would do when it happened. And when the narcissist goes so far where they steal your identity and they are committing parental alienation on a daily basis and brainwashing your children, and it comes to a head where there is a federal crime being committed, forgeries being committed on bank paperwork for a mortgage in your name, you have to respond. You have to. And I'm in a situation here where I have the ability to do a lot of investigating on my own. I know what I'm doing, from my past. And a lot of people don't know how to deal with this. Lawyers don't know how to deal with it. They don't know where to start. If you don't have all your ducks in a row and your answers up front, you're not even going to be acknowledged. Luckily, I have the signature in hand and the form in hand. Otherwise, the police would be making excuses. Well, how do you know this? How do you know that? How do you know this? So there are times where you will have to break no contact. I would only suggest doing it in cases of legality, where lives are at stake for your children, something like that. I wouldn't break the no contact, and you should never break the no contact to relitigate fights you've been having for 20, 30, 40, 50 years. It's going to get you nowhere. Because if anything has been proven by my phone call with my mother, which is posted, and dealing with my brother and the others, is the tactics never change. They're going to try to suck you into the same rabbit holes to make you relitigate those fights you've been having with them for 20, 30, 40, 50 years. And as much as I know about narcissism and I understand about narcissism, and I've been dealing with the situation, dealing with the condition, making videos about it, trying to help people as I bring light to my own situation, as I've said numerous times, when you're dealing with it yourself, you have an emotional attachment to it. So you don't think clearly. And believe it or not, a lot of those on the spot, those attacks that my brother was giving me, they were landing a little bit, because we've been through 40, 50 years of abuse, or however many years of abuse we've been through. And again, you need to step back after the fact, reevaluate, and it doesn't take very long, okay? Because now that I am this far into it, this many years down the line, as soon as you're off the phone, you're already putting two and two together. What's false, what's an attack, what was being projected, what was a flat out lie, why are they lying about it? That is our struggle. That is our curse, because standing in front of them on the phone, dealing with them after a long break in time is very difficult. Because now they're on the other. Now they're there. Now you can basically say to them whatever you want, and you're so desperate to get out everything you want to say to them, you kind of miss the point. I think I did a pretty decent job controlling all that and sticking to the facts of the matter of, this is forgery, you forged my name. And I'm someone who said I would never even speak to them again. But in the back of my mind, I knew there was a reality that existed that, I probably am going to have to talk to them again at some point. Hence now. But I really didn't have much of a choice. I needed the confirmation. I needed to hear it for myself. And I'm glad I did, because boy, is that the ultimate evidence. You know, when you change stories 6 or 7 times in a 5-minute phone call, you know, it's kind of worth it. It was kind of worth it. And all it did was reinforce, as far as my brother's concerned, all it did was reinforce everything I've said about him on this channel. You know, whether it be after no contact from the narcissist, which was about him, which was my first video after a very long break that I made. That was like my 7th video that I made. I'm sorry, like my 9th video that I made after the original 8. Okay, Precious, the golden child of the narcissist, or wherever I've mentioned him before on the channel. All of that was confirmed. And as I stand here now, I could see him exactly for what it is. The golden child, the enablers, are pathetic. They're not even original. They're basically living in the Matrix. They're following their playbook, as my last video said. They're following a pattern. It's almost out of their control. Like Terminators. They are fixed on their mission, and they will not stop. You cannot argue with them. You can't reason with them. They have no empathy. They have no remorse. All they understand is their objective goal. And their objective goal is usually to destroy you and ruin your life. Even in the face of arrest, of federal charges, the Terminator cannot shut itself down, can it? And they all worry about themselves. See, my brother wasn't really even concerned that my father is about to be arrested. He could have cared less. He's like, yeah, whatever. He wasn't mad about that. He was mad about what I'm saying on here about him. He could care less about them because he's hiding out in Denver. You know? And that's all my parents, the narcissists, need from him, is to keep me on the attack. They'll let him hang out there and do whatever he wants to do out in Denver, as long as they know he's on their side. He'll be there to carry their water for them. As contaminated as that water is, and as poisonous as that water is to themselves, that's all that matters, as long as the narrative is maintained, as long as the illusion in their minds is maintained. See, they're not actually fooling anybody at this point. The only people they're fooling is themselves. And that's, at the end of the day, all the narcissist really wants to do, is the narcissist is only fooling themselves. This is Ollie Matthews. Thank you for watching. Please, if you can, help out my GoFundMe campaign, which is in just the link to it is in the description box. Everybody who's donated, thank you very much. If you can't donate, please share the GoFundMe link wherever you can. I really need your help. Thank you. I'll see you all again real soon.